Very good morning, students, and a warm welcome to you all for the digital classroom after the Ganpati vacation. I hope you all have enjoyed your vacations and you all have prayed to Lord Ganesha to normalize the condition in our country, in our Maharashtra, in our Virar. So, let's start with the textual exercise of lesson number 10, disaster management. The lesson was explained before Ganpati vacation, and I hope you remember the lesson. And I am sure that you all are ready with the answers of the textual exercise. So let's start with the textual exercise of lesson number 10, disaster management. The very first one is complete the table. See, the table is given and so many disasters are given. You have to write the symptoms of these disasters, effects of these disasters, and remedy. First two I will verbally explain you. In the similar way, you have to write the remaining ones. First one is motor accident, landsliding, forest fire, theft, riot, war, epidemic, drought, locust attack, financial crisis, flood, famine. So I am going to explain you the first two. First one is motor accident. So what are the symptoms? The symptom is a traffic jam. Then what are the effects of motor accident? Somebody gets injured, the vehicles may get damaged. If it is the accident on a very large scale, then many people are injured, some may die also. Then what is the remedy? First thing is that the crowd should be dispersed. Then the injured person should be given the first aid immediately, and if needed, the victim should be rushed to the hospital for immediate medical help. Right? So this is how you have to write 1122 symptoms, effects, and remedy. Now second, I am taking the landsliding. Right? Symptoms are the gravity and severity of the landslide depends upon the location of this landslide. Where the landslide has taken, depending upon the region, it is decided. Then what are the effects? The houses which are located near the landslide, there can be a major disaster. Those people who were there in the house, they may get buried under the rubbles, and traffic will also come to a halt if it is near the major road. Then what should be the remedy? The concerned authority should be immediately informed. The injured people should be immediately given medical help and taken to the hospital. The people who are trapped under the rubble, they should be removed and given medical help as soon as possible. Then forest fire is there, theft is there, riot is there, war, epidemic, drought, locust attack, financial crisis, and famine. Okay, one financial crisis also I will tell you. Now, what will be the symptoms? The financial security of the nation is seen dwindling, right? There is fear in the share market. Then what are the effects? The poverty rises, right? The buying power of the people are reduced. The buying and selling activities seem to be stopped for some time, and the entire economic system collapse. And what is the remedy? The employment opportunity should be increased and people should be helped to set up the businesses. So like this way you will complete the remaining ones. Then second is write short notes on. The very first one is Disaster Management Authority. It is given in your textbook, page number 115. Open page number 115. See, at the bottom of the page, the Disaster Management Authority is given, right? So that full paragraph you have to write in your own points. Okay? Directly the answer is given. Second one is nature of disaster management. For that you have to come to page number 113 in the textbook. In the second half of the page, disaster management is written in red bold letters, right? So from there you will write the points, nature of disaster management. So from this paragraph, full 2 to 3 paragraphs are given. You will write in points like, first you will write the disaster management involves prevention of disasters or creating preparedness to face the disaster. Then it has 2 modes, pre-disaster management and post-disaster management, right? For disaster management, the action plans are prepared, different types of studies are done, then the different aspects like preventive measures, rehabilitations, reconstruction plans, all these are planned in advance. Then what are the steps to tackle the disasters? It is given in the textbook. First is preparation, redemption, preparedness, action during actual disaster, response, resurgence and restoration. So these are the different points which is to be done in disaster management. Third is mock drill. It is again given in the textbook very directly, page number 118. See the last topic of the lesson, mock drill. The very first paragraph, right? It is a practice to check the preparedness of facing the disaster as early as possible. Then situation of disaster is created to check. That is a rehearsal type. It is a mock drill. Okay. So suppose such disaster happens, then how are we going to tackle it? That is called as the mock drill. Next is Disaster Management Act 2005. Now this is given. So on page number 116 in your textbook, in the National Disaster Response Force, in the center the yellow colored rectangle is given where it is written who does what, right? So there the Disaster Management Act 2005 is given. So you have to write it in your answer. Then next is answer the following questions, and the very first one is explain the role of District Disaster Control Unit after occurrence of any disaster. It is given in your textbook page number 116. So page number 116, the district wise disaster control unit, on top of the page it is given, see, right? District wise disaster control unit. So from that paragraph you have to write the answer in points. Then let's move on to the next. Give the reasons for increase in human disasters after the World War II. Now this is given on page number 112 of your textbook. So page number 112, the last paragraph, in reality old problems of several layers. Now here the answer is given in very short. Now this, the World War II you had studied in history also. So from there also you will take some of the points. You will write the reasons for increase in human disasters after the World War II. Then let's go to the third one. Which are the objectives of disaster management? Now this is given in your textbook page number 113. See page number 113, on the right side of bottom of the page there is a yellow rectangle is there, and directly it is given objectives of disaster management. First, disposal of human life suffered by human being during the calamity and release of the people. Second, supply of essential commodities of the people to reduce the effect of disaster. Third, the restore it is to restore the human life in the region by creating reconciliation in disaster, rehabilitate disaster victims, considering protective measure in disaster, such disaster will not reach in future, and stop, take care to reduce their intensity. It is stop. Okay, so this is the answer of 3.C. Now let's move to fourth one. Why is it essential to get the training of first aid? Yes, very important question. Why everyone should be given the training of first aid, and it is given on page number 117. Right? Below that various activities picture, the paragraph is directly given. In emergency conditions, various transportation methods like cradle method, carrying on back, carrying on two hands are to be followed. Those methods depend upon the condition of victim. We face different types of major or minor disasters in our daily life. So, till the last paragraph, you will write all these points in points. This paragraph in points. Okay, because in science you have to write the answer in points. Very clearly it is given in this paragraph. Next is, which different methods are used for transportation of patients and why? So it is given on page number 117. You can see the various activities. In that picture, some of the activities to transport the patients, like the cradle method is there, then carrying piggy bank method, then human crush method. If the person's one leg is injured, then he is to be given support, right? Then pulling or lifting method, then carrying on four-hand chair method, two-hand chair, or making a temporary stretcher and then transporting the patient from one place to another. I think this thing you had studied in your scout and guide also, how to give the first aid and how to take the patient from one place to another. Okay, so all these you will write in this answer. Next, fourth question is, on the basis of the structure of disaster management authority, form the same for your school. This we will be doing as a project. So in the next term, probably when we will be coming to the school, we will do this as our project. Next is, write down the reasons, effects and remedial measures taken for any two disasters experienced by you. Now in your textbook, in the very first question, the complete the table was given, and there the different disasters are given. Motor accident, landsliding, forest fire, theft, riot, war, epidemic. Now war, though you may not have seen, but other things you can give the examples, other disaster examples you can give, like 2 to 3 examples I had given you in the very first one. Now second, I will just explain it to you, like forest fire, right? What are the effects of forest fire? Everything turns into ashes, the ecosystem are damaged, the environmental balance is disturbed, right? The birds and the animals which were there in the forest, they lose their niche, right? And then what is the remedy? That also we have to write. Okay. Yes. So remedy for the same can be the fire extinguishing units should be called immediately, so that the fire does not spread in the nearby area. And if anyone is injured, either animal or bird or person, human being, they should be immediately given the medical help. Now then the second one you can give, like theft. If theft has taken place, so what will be the effect? The effect will be the financial losses and a mental trauma that the person goes through, emotional shock, loss of the expensive things from the house, right? And what should be done? Immediately the police should be called to nab the criminals, as well as nothing should be touched or nothing should be displaced until and unless the police comes and see the scene. Okay, so this is the answer of the fifth one. Then the sixth one is, which different aspects of disaster management would you check for your school and why? Now this is not given in the textbook. This you have to write on your own. Like, how will you check whether your school can face the disaster? So we will see whether the telephones of the school are working or not, if there is a first aid box in each and every class or not, or at least in the lab or staff room and in the office. Then the medicines which are kept in the first aid box are not expired, right? Then the contact of parent representative should be available in case of emergency in the school. Then if any medical officer or the doctor is present in the school premises, is there is enough drinking water, right? Or some dry snacks available in the school or near the school, and whether the staircases and corridors are suitable for quick evacuation of the children. These are the different aspects which should be checked in our school. Then the next is, identify the type of disaster. Now there are 6 disasters given and we have to identify them. Now first, see, this is directly given in the textbook, students, the different types of the disaster. In your textbook it is given on page number 110. Okay, so on the basis of that I had identified the type of disaster. One is natural or man-made. That is the very first criteria for differentiating between the disasters. So first one is natural, second one is man-made. Then in natural also there are different subtypes like soil erosion, they had asked, that is a geophysical and geological disaster. Then forest fire, it is biological and plant origin. Okay. Then famine, it is climatic. Hepatitis, biological or animal origin. Then man-made disasters, only one is there, terrorism and theft. That is man-made and intentional. Okay. It's very clearly given in the textbook, as I said, on page number 110. Okay. So with this we move to the next question. Explain the symbols given below and name the disasters which may occur if the symbols are ignored. So we have to explain these symbols. You might have observed such symbols at different places. So let's start with the first one. The very first one is, yes, the exclamatory mark. It is the symbol of irritant. Now what does irritant means? Irritant means when the skin or any delicate part of our body comes in contact with the irritant substance, that chemical, it may cause harmful reaction, especially the delicate parts like eyes, nose, skin, right? So this is the irritant symbol. Yes, this is toxic, right? Toxic means that it can lead to the death. It is danger, right? So it is also marked as dangerous at certain places, whereas some places it is marked as toxic. Okay, so this should be avoided as far as possible. Yes, you can see the fish, you can see the tree. So this is this symbolizes environmentally hazardous. That means it is a harmful hazard for the environment, right? The environment will be affected. So such substances should be carefully used and judicially controlled. Then let the next symbol. Yes, it is health hazard. Now the chemicals or the substances that can cause adverse effect on our health should always be kept quite far away, and they should not be in our proximity. Okay, they should be handled with great care. This is corrosive. Corrosive means if it is touched also, it can cause destruction of the skin, eyes, nose, right? So just touching or smelling of these substances also can cause major injury externally as well as internally. So this symbol represents corrosive substances. Next is oxidizing. Now we had studied about oxidation and reduction, right? So certain substances, they carry out the process of oxidization and they take place at a very fast speed. So we have to be very careful, and such oxidizing substances should be handled with great care. This is very common sign, inflammable, right? Now inflammable substances can catch fire very easily, so people are warned with the such inflammable sign, so that anything which has fire should not be brought near these substances. Then the next is explosive. Certain things are very explosive, like firecrackers making factories during the Diwali or the festive season. It's very common. We hear at least one or two news that the fire was caught in the firecracker factory. So we have to take utmost care, because it can cause a major disaster, causing loss of life as well as to the property. So if this sign is observed anywhere, we have to take great care. And the last one is compressed gas. It looks like a bat, but it is a compressed gas. Now in such containers, the compressed gas is filled under great pressure. So if it is not handled properly, then the container may burst and a major disaster can take place. So all these symbols you have to know about it, and why should they be known to you, that also you have to write. Okay. So with this we finish with the question. The next is explain that why it is said like that. Okay. So we have to explain why it is said like that. The very first is mock drill is useful. Why mock drill is useful? It is given, we had written earlier also this answer. It is on page number 118 in your textbook. The last heading, the last topic of the lesson, mock drill. Okay, so you have to write why mock drill is useful. It is directly given in the answer. Then next is effective disaster management makes us well prepared for future. Now see, man-made disaster or natural disaster can take place anytime, right? Now if sudden disasters takes place, then the natural calamity can be there, right? If it is a natural disaster, if it is man-made, then still it can be having very adverse effect. Now it happens that there is a huge impact of these disasters, right? It can be a large scale devastation of property, the environmental degradation, then loss of animals, people, loss of property. So if the effective disaster management is there, then we are prepared for it. And when we are prepared, we can reduce the impact of any disasters that may strike in the future. Okay, so this is the answer which you have to write in your own words. Then let's go to the next one. Complete the chart. In your textbook, the question is given properties of pre-disaster management, and it is directly given in your textbook, page number 114. See page number 114. Pre-disaster management. In the first half of the page, a yellow colored rectangle is there. Pre-disaster management and post-disaster management. So pre-disaster management, there are 4 points given. I had given the points in short. If you want, you can copy down this afterwards, or you can write in your own words from the textbook. It is given directly. The first one is identification of disaster prone areas. Second is collecting information of probable sites of disasters through hazard maps, special training for disaster management, and fourth one is increasing awareness in public about the disaster management. So with this we finish with question number 10. Then question number 11 is, following are the pictures of some disaster. How will be your pre and post disaster management in case you face any of those disasters? Now the very first one, you can see that some group of boys are fighting with each other. Now here we have to write the pre-disaster management as well as the post-disaster management also. If we see the disaster is like two groups of children are fighting with each other. So what will be the pre-disaster management, right? We will try to sort out the problem between those two groups. If not possible, then we will call either some elders or teachers or police, depending upon the intensity of the fight. And what will be the post-disaster management? First, we will separate the two groups, and then we will see if any of the child is injured. If at all injured, then we will immediately give the first aid, or if it is severe, then we will take the child to the hospital. Okay. Next one is, there is gas leakage from the LPG cylinder. Now, very first thing, when there is a gas leakage, first thing is that we should immediately open all the doors and windows, right? Then next thing, we should immediately call the agency's customer care department, and then we should see that neither we should operate the lights or any other electrical equipment. Even the phones should not be operated in the vicinity. Then what will be the post-disaster management? If the gas is already leaked in the house, then everyone should move out, including if you have any pet animal or bird. With the animal or bird, immediately everyone should walk out of the house. Next is, there is heavy downpour due to cloud burst which has led to waterlogging, or it can be a flood also. Now here generally the broadcast is given about the heavy rains, and people are instructed not to go out if there is any without any urgent work. Then schools and colleges are generally closed, but still, if it may happen that some of the students or some of the people are stranded somewhere, so they should be helped. Now post disaster, after this, what happens? If it is very severe, the transportation comes to a halt, the electric poles may fall, right? Then network issues will be there. Then the houses or the residential areas which are in low-lying areas, the water will enter the houses and those people may need the help. So immediately the municipal bodies are to be informed, and if elders are there, we should immediately take them out of the affected area. Okay. Then one more is there. There is cyclone causing a tornado or a twister. Now here also generally the forecast of weather is given. So people should take care and they should be serious about the any such forecast, that if any tornado or twister or cyclone is about to come, then people, if possible, should not go out of the house, or if they are out, then they should take shelter wherever they are. Okay. And post disaster, we can only help the people who really need us. Today we had finished with the textual exercise of lesson number 10, disaster management. Once again, as usual, I am requesting you all to please complete the books simultaneously, and at the same time you complete your science journals also. Parshuram sir is sending the experiment video lectures, so please keep completing the journals also and keep completing your textual exercises in your notebook also. Take care of yourself and stay home, stay safe. Thank you.